Hey everyone, how's it going? Going live here. We've got a Hextech showdown, Shadow Isles versus Piltover. Just waiting for the draft to start, but figured I'd throw up the stream. It looks like our spectator tool is working again. So we might actually have some live gameplay instead of one game delayed, but Subway 2K, how you doing, man? Oh, and draft is going. So we are into it here. Shadow Isles on blue side. They're going to ban the Garen, which is very standard. Standard procedure. Caitlyn banned from Piltover. So, following in our steps last week, we banned Caitlyn against them. Seemed to be fairly effective. Glad to hear you're doing good, Hans. Ugh, I am exhausted. Had a nice, long, annoying day at work, but we're chilling and we're here for some booze bash action. Seems to be some pretty common banning strategies here. People against Piltover like to target ban Lawful Dog, and people against Shadow Isles will throw some bans at Lazy Boy, try to get him off of the thing so he's shown he 1v5s on. Yone would be that one. They banned Caitlyn as well, away from Arcane Havoc. I can't speak for why Piltover did it, but on my team, we banned Caitlyn in efforts to just take Arcane Havoc off of his comfort pick that's really safe and easy for him to play. Ezreal as the third ban for Shadow Isles is strange, but I guess they don't want to see that. They must think that they're playing against me. That's probably why they banned Ezreal. But Misfortune locked in first overall for Shadow Isles. Arcane Havoc likely going to be the one piloting that. Let's see what Piltover answers with here. A lot of stuff still on the board. Maokai, I don't know how much they care about that. Hui, they've got a couple of Hui players. Nocturne for Grant was actually also left up. Generally proves to be a mistake. But Shadow Isles is interested in rolling those dice. Maybe they've got a plan for it. I don't know if Misfortune first pick is the answer to playing against Nocturne, but perhaps they have something else in store for us here. Let's see what Piltover rounds out the first round of picks that they have with. Smolder for Maddie, probably. Oh. Vayne, okay. Vayne for Maddie, I believe. I don't think anybody else on Piltover would be playing Vayne. So. Some solid picks here. Comfort picks. Maddie plays a lot of Vayne. Grant plays a ton of Nocturne. It's his best champ. Almost always banned against him. Kha'Zix hovered here. I know against us, Shadow Isles had Jord in the jungle and Library 11 playing mid lane. Perhaps, I don't know if Jord plays Kha'Zix. I've never seen it. Maybe he's been practicing. Maybe there's a role swap. Hard to say. And Gangplank. Gangplank is likely going over to Lazy Boy. Not crazy about the leaving Nocturne open and picking Misfortune Gangplank. I feel like Misfortune Gangplank are prime targets for Nocturnal, but at least Gangplank is like able to get himself out of the fear. But he's still burstable. Let's see what Piltover decides to lock here. Karma likely support for Spice Whore, aka Sammy. And we're into round 2 of bans. Should get some music playing. We have like a playlist of Riot affiliated music that is safe for stream and won't get us DMCA'd. Or whatever that term is. Kassadin, interesting. Maybe Piltover. I haven't seen anyone on Shadow Isles play Kassadin, but maybe Piltover Maybe they're just afraid of it based off of what they plan on picking next and what they already have. Let me know if the music is too loud or if I'm too quiet, if there's any audio issues. This is the battle for second place. Funny enough, the way that the standings and round robin has gone, this will also be the first round of playoffs. So Shadow Isles and Piltover will be rematching next week. What the fuck did I put on? Okay. Yeah, Shadow Isles and Piltover will be rematching in the first round of the playoffs. So, and 4 and 5, which is Ionia and Noxus, they'll play this weekend, and they will rematch in the first round of the playoffs as well. Freljord will have the bye in week 1. So, Castle and Thresh, Azir banned away from Piltover, which is Hide on Kate Bush champion. I want the music to be quiet. I just wanted something in the background during champ select. Turned up a little bit. Grant Nocturne has seen better days. Malphite banned away. So that's 3 total Lawful Dog bans, which is pretty common. People like to knock him off of his comfort picks. Galio. Nocturne Galio. I wonder if they're putting Sammy in mid lane. Spice Horror, Sammy, she plays a lot of Galio. Could be Galio support. Karma mid. Or top. They've got a lot of flex options here, honestly. I think Galio could go support or mid. I've seen Sammy play at support. Karma could go top, mid, or support. And Vayne could go bot or top, so. Galio, Alistar. Alright, here's what they should do. Karma top. Galio mid, Camille support. That's what I want to see. Camille, Galio, Nocturne. That's fucking sick. Xerath. I really don't like that pick. I mean, you see Galio. You see Nocturne. That's already not great for Xerath. Then they pick Galio, and you pick Xerath. Like, I don't know. I really don't like Shadow Isles comp here. Kind of feels like they're running into an issue of they need comfort picks. Gnar. Oh, it's Xerath support. I like that even less. It depends on who's playing the Gnar for me too. Like, if Lazy Boy is playing Gnar, but no, he's got to be playing Gangplank, right? So I guess, huh? And then Ari is last, so it's gonna be a Galio support, Karma top, I believe. Lawful Dog will be playing Karma top. Pretty out of character for him, but I've seen it before. I've seen him do it once or twice. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Who do you think's got the better comp here? Who's gonna win? I'll put up a prediction. Now remember, both of these teams have only lost to Freljord. They've beaten every other team they've played in the round robin. So this is quite an interesting match to see who comes in as the second place team in the round robin. Is there a way I can edit these sources and Streamlabs without switching to them? I just want to like change the icons and stuff before I put it on stream. We got a little raid going on here. I think that's Library 11. Welcome to the party. Draft has completed. We are waiting for them to get into the spectator delay. Raid Shadow Legends. You know, funny enough, story time, we were offered a sponsorship deal with Raid Shadow Legends with this Booze Bash Twitch account. We were talking about it for a while. It's really bad. It was like, we would have needed like a bunch of people to actually make accounts with our codes and then level the accounts up to like I don't know, 5 or whatever. I don't know if that's a little or a lot. And we would have gotten like $10 for each person that did it or something minuscule, but that actually did happen. We did get that offer. It was pretty funny. We were trying to think of silly, funny ways we could do like Raid Shadow Legends commercials during our streams. Yeah, they're just going through the champ select right now in client. Locking in. I do see a lot of win cons from Piltover. I see Nocturne as a win con, his engage with the Galio. Vayne, obviously. So, oh. Maybe I should leave the caster booth. Can you guys still hear me? I left the caster booth on Discord. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. So yeah, I see a lot of win cons from Piltover. Vayne and Nocturne engage with Galio. I mean, there's win cons on Shadow Isles too, but their comp just feels more disorganized. Like, Misfortune and Gnar want a team fight. Gangplank wants to split push. And he can impact team fights too. Kha'Zix kind of wants to skirmish, and he doesn't love team fights, so he doesn't hate him. I don't know. I think Piltover has a bit more of an identity in their comp. I prefer their draft. Yeah, Hextech game. Yeah, the Misfortune's gonna be rough this game, I think. Xerath support too, I just hate in general. Yeah, just come collect your free points. I mean, there's no way it's anything other than Xerath support, right? Somebody should give Colonel Combo the stream key for Booze Bash too, and he can go on the second channel. God, I'm so hungry. Don't you play in an hour, Makoto? Oh, it's playing the TFT music. I'm vibing to this so hard. I don't know how well you guys can hear the music. This playlist is great. I guess it's been updated a few times. Demacia, so I can multitask. Hey, you know, I picked the Void in all my pick'em stuff from day one. I believed. Yeah, dude, way 2K. We will see you in the finals. Noxus is the second best team in Hextech. Don't at me. Alright, we've just begun the spectator delay, so we are T-minus 2 minutes and 48 seconds away from some action. I'm gonna spend some of that time feeding my cat. She's a hungry kitty. Still here though. Also, I don't think you guys... I don't have this on stream right now. I'm in the other room. But it looks like Jord is playing the Xerath. So they're doing some role swapping for sure. Because Jord has played jungle only up to this point, as far as I know. And Pingu's playing Gnar. Lazy Boy's playing Gangplank. So some interesting draft adaptations, role alignment adaptations for Shadow Isles here. You could argue that they're making some... They're doing some experimentation because, I mean, let's face it, this match doesn't have a really huge impact on the tournament. The results of this match doesn't mean much. They're going to play each other next week no matter what. It basically just determines which one of them gets side selected in game 1 in their rematch next week. So, good opportunity for the team to get a feel for how the others play. Try some different role alignments. See how it goes. Spectator delay is ending. Here's the part where we hope that the client works. So far, not so good. We made it. Hopefully. No big surprises here. Luke's playing Ari, hide and K push. Maddie's playing Vayne. Sammy's playing Galio. Does not appear to be loading for me yet. Oh, there we go. Spectator tool appears to be functioning. Got some pings towards the top lane. Piltover looking to perhaps coordinate an invade onto the top side here. Engaging in some banter in the chat. I don't know about everyone else that streams, but I'm leaving the chat up. I want the trash talk to be visible. Piltover in 2. Probably. Pingu spots the invade. Everybody should be fine. Ideally, Jord walks up and places a ward on the bot side jungle. Looks like he's doing that right now. Grant's 2 for 2 on Nocturne Qs. Let me know how sounds are. If there's any, game sounds need to go up. My voice is too loud. Let me know if anything needs to change. I haven't streamed in a while. So. Yeah, Vayne Galio against Misfortune Xerath. You would imagine Misfortune Xerath should have some early prio. They also both have heal and Misfortune has PTA, so I'm vomiting. But Library 11 playing jungle, so a little bit of a role swap. Lazy Boy's taking the gangplank in the mid lane and Pingu's going Gnar top. Not probably what people expected to see as far as the role alignments go, but as I was saying in the spectate delay, good opportunity for Shadow Isles to figure out which role lineup works best for them. Some poking going back and forth. Spice Whore looking for a taunt onto the Xerath. A nice chunk on level 1, and Aftershock keeps her from taking too much damage on the way out, but close to an even trade. Slightly Piltover favored. Level 2s for Piltover. Arcane Havoc flashing away unnecessarily, but hey, maybe you just walk away when they're going to hit level 2. Jordan demoted to playing support. That's what it looks like. Sammy flashing onto the flashless Misfortune. Ignite ticking, but do they have the damage? Doesn't look like it. And Spice Whore may have overstepped here. Flash in from Jord and first blood with the ricochet on the Q. Now Vayne popping the ghost, trying to use her swift move speed to get away, but flashing forward and then tumbling, not getting the kill. So Piltover kind of falling apart there in the bottom lane. Got a little bit antsy. I think they had it. I think they just kind of misexecuted a little bit. Bit of an ambitious engage from Spice Whore, a little too close to her turret. They definitely should have won that if they had played it better. They had the level 2 advantage, the summoner spell advantage. But Shadow Isles walks away with the kill, so props to them for capitalizing on Piltover's mistakes. Did Galio E miss? I don't remember. I don't think so. Jordan and Arcane Havoc also both have heal, so they had that reduced healing. Lazy Boy beating up on Luke a bit, but taking enough damage back to make it not matter much. Lawful Dog caught between a rock and a hard place here. Pingu hits the boomerang. Library 11 jumps onto the Karma. She gets low and flashes away. Held that a little long, but Lawful Dog's going to survive. Has TP to get back to lane. Shouldn't miss out on too much. Grant looking for a cheeky little gank here. Arcane Havoc is still level 2. Missed out on a lot of experience when he died, and the wave is pushing away, so this is a good gank opportunity from Grant. How long is he willing to wait? In my experience, playing against Grant, a lot. Luke, hide on Cape Bush, getting jumped on here. Lazy Boy, Q and the flash auto solo kill in the mid lane over to the Gangplank. That's not good for Piltover. Arcane Havoc getting caught out. Galio E connects, but Arcane Havoc kills Otutut in the 2v3. Gets knocked or feared by the Nocturne, trying to get one more kill onto Spice Whore, but that's an absolute win for Shadow Isles, I would think, because Grant spent all of that time waiting for that gank, and they still get a return kill. Now, the wave doesn't favor Shadow Isles, so they're going to miss out on some golden XP. But you have to be happy with getting a kill there. I mean, it was a good gank opportunity from Grant for sure, but if they had just not given over the kill, the Shadow Isles bot lane is like completely fucked. At least they get something out of it. Pingu getting poked down a little bit, but he's in a range. He's against a Karma. Karma's a bully. This Gangplank is going to be a big problem. Pings onto the Void Grubs from red side, which is Piltover. Grant hovering up there. Lawful Dog has the tempo, already teleported back with the purchase, so looks like they're going to be making the first move over onto the Grubs. Have they been started? Yeah, they have. Well, Arcane Havoc sitting pretty with a serrated Dirk. He's only level 3, and Vayne's level 5, so not sitting too pretty, but Sammy looking for the engage, finds the taunt onto both. Vayne tumbling in, Ignite taking onto the Xerath. That should be one kill going over. It's one. Gangplank ultimate onto the Vayne, trying to assist from the other side of the map. Arcane Havoc is only level 3. He's trying to get a return kill, but he won't find it. So maybe some of this solo XP from Arcane Havoc will help him catch up. If he's level 5 there, just like Vayne, I think that probably goes in the favor of Shadow Isles, but bit of a level disadvantage. However, the 3 Grubs did go over to Piltover, so Arcane Havoc looking for Maddie here. Pops the heal. Condemns him away, though, so he's not going to find the kill. Pingu getting rooted here by the Karma W. Jumps into the bush. Avoids a lot of damage. He has Conquer on Gnar. I feel like most people usually go Fleet Footwork. Maddie is in some danger. Library 11 should be looking to dive him here. I don't know why he's just walking into his red buff. There's no way you can allow a Vayne to catch the wave under the turret this low health. I mean, Grant's there too, and they don't have a lot of mid-prio, so perhaps not too egregious, but I think that they should have probably tried to push Vayne off of that wave. Galio looking for a taunt, not going to find it, just trying to buy some space for Vayne to collect the wave safely. How much did they pay Ben for him to play Karma? Ben's changed. It's not the same. It's not the same Lawful Dog that we used to know. Library 11 looking for a lane gank here. Maddie has been staying really long with really low health. Now he's flash forward from Arcane Havoc. Gets the kill onto Maddie. Sammy's going to lock them up, but she herself is getting quite low. Has to flash to safety. Pingu is Eing forward with about 200 HP. Interesting decision. He's going to die. But with the kill on the bottom lane, the Library 11 feels safe enough to start up the Cloud Drake. Let me get the objective timers. My cat's yelling at me. She doesn't like it when I yell at the stream. Well, that's a first dragon, and surprisingly, in my opinion, bottom lane priority from Shadow Isles. I mean, I think their bottom lane has generally shown to be their weakest link, but perhaps the support personnel changes, putting Jord down there, putting Pingu up top, something's working. In Piltover's defense, I think they're mis-executing a lot of these plays. I think that they had a lot of winning positions that they messed up. But, you know, Shadow Isles, they took advantage of that, so if they can translate that into some map pressure, some objective control over the dragons, could be a way for them to win this game. But regardless of how fed this Misfortune gets, you have to remember that there is a Nocturne Galio engage combo waiting for her in the mid to late game. And Misfortune does not like that. She also went PTA and is building lethality, so. Jord has a tier on Xerath. I don't know if that's correct. Despite the kills that have gone over to Shadow Isles in bot lane, though, it doesn't really feel like they have a lot of control because Sammy can just E forward just like that, force a heal and a flash out of Jord, the Misfortune ultimate, but the Ignite is ticking. He's going to die to the last tick. Sammy gets the first kill, but can Arcane Havoc get a return kill, perhaps, maybe even two? He does answer one, so they're fighting back. Pretty even fight. Arcane Havoc was like one auto attack away from getting 2 kills there. Oh, almost catches Maddie on the back end. Pingu eating forward onto Lawful Dog, taking a lot of damage from that Mantra Q. He's going to go Mega. Gets the ult off in time before he dies. Stun locked up, but he doesn't quite have the damage. Flashes the Q, but still gets hit. Lawful Dog claiming another solo kill onto the Wrath of Pingu. That is a 2-0 20 CS lead for Ben in the top lane. Feeling good about this one. Interestingly enough, Library 11 is going to start these Void Grubs as Jord has roamed up from the bot lane. Lazy Boy has just recalled, and Gnar is dead. So they've got a numbers disadvantage here, but Lawful Dog is really low. Could recall and teleport back to this fight. Not sure if he will choose to do so, or if they will just seed the Void Grubs as Grant is now pathing towards the bottom lane, so likely will be a 3-3 split for Grubs in this game. Jord's sticking around just to make sure that Library 11 is safe, but he is good to return to the bottom lane as Sammy is perhaps looking to cut him off. Arcane Havoc finding a nice Q onto Otutu. Forces a... Oh, he healed, so he actually uses his own summoner, but winning trade as far as HP is concerned. Ken game is a banger, not gonna lie. I wanted to watch that one, but I don't know if spectator mode was fixed by the time that had started. I think we're just catching spectator mode being back in action. Sammy trying to protect. Oh, Lazy Boy charmed under his turret, and he's gonna fall shut down onto the gangplank, goes over to Grant. And the Nocturne is 2-0 with his experimental hex plate completed, so he is sitting pretty. Gnar jumping forward, ult into the stun. Meanwhile, Grant taking his 2-0 Nocturne into the bottom lane, ulting onto the Xerath, finding 1 kill. But Maddie, really, really nice flash there. Flashes into the bush with the condemned stun and saves his life. And the shutdown onto Sammy. So 2 kills going over to Piltover. Lawful Dog flashing away from the Wrath of Pingu. A lot of fighting going on the map here. Boomerang connects. Pingu's looking to get that shutdown that he created. Does not have flash. Xerath popping his ult, looking to find some kills, but directed camera decides to show me him sitting there channeling it instead of where the shots land. Looks like he didn't kill anyone. And we're back to a lull here with Piltover sitting around 700 gold in the lead. No meaningful advantage quite yet generated by either side. But the Fed Nocturne, Karma's got a couple of kills. Piltover's bottom lane is bouncing back. Jord getting caught out here. Flash forward from Sammy after the Vayne Condemn. That's a kill over to the Vayne. Not what you want to see if you are Shadow Isles. Charm onto Library 11 from Kate Bush, sitting in the bush. Galio ult to peel the Ahri. And she's going to limp away with about 400 HP. Going to have to hit a recall here. But Grant's looking for more. He engages onto Lazy Boy. Cleanses and flashes out of the fear, so he's going to survive. But Arcane Havoc flashes forward and finds the kill onto Hide on Kate Bush. Gets taunted by the Galio. Vayne ulting and free firing, and it looks like this is going to be a fight win from Shadow Isles as Maddie Patty is able to clean that one up. Jord trying to find some artillery from the Raptor pit, but not having too much of an impact as Piltover is heading over towards the dragon now with a 1.2k gold lead. Lazy Boy might have overstayed a little bit. The Karma has roamed down from the top lane, but he heals a lot off of the oranges. I guess it's based off of missing health, so he's going to pull through. Jord trying to find Lawful Dog here. Library 11 and Pingu are jumping on the Rift Herald as a consolation for the dragon, but you got to be happy with this exchange if you're Piltover. James died trying to base in Malignant's pool. He got maligmed. Luke finding the solo kill here onto Lazy Boy, who seems to have overstayed quite a bit in the mid lane. Perhaps was not taking into consideration the Ignite. Arcane Havoc has overstepped a lot, and Galio, oh boy. Oh boy. That's all we need to see. A little bit of an overextension there. You jinxed him, Sarah. You jinxed him. Some farming, some fighting going on back and forth in top lane. Grant hovering, looking for perhaps the Gnar to overextend. So many shutdowns up on Rev. They int, it's over. Meanwhile, Nocturne jumping onto Jord in the mid lane does not quite have the damage to one-shot. The stun from the Xerath. He's channeling his ult right in front of Ahri, so he's just gonna die. But Gnar ults the flash. Oh, Ahri flashes away but still gets knocked into the wall. Big stun there. Pingu coming in, saving the day. Turns into a 1-for-1. Not a huge deal. I mean, neither of them had shutdowns, so there was a lot of resources expended on both sides. Jord is struggling in this one. Gangplank has about 20% health and has jumped into the Rift Herald, charges onto the mid turret, and just fucking walks away like a Chad. That was hilarious. A little bit of a scuffle going on over some vision. Spell shield onto the Q leaves Grant vulnerable to the Xerath stun, and Library 11 jumps in for the E-engage, but the Nocturne is saved by the Galio ult. Can Kha'Zix get out here? Misfortune ult in this corridor would be really nice, but it seems to be on cooldown. Just came back up. Lawful Dog, though. Little caught out there, and Grant and Lawful Dog are going to get caught. Summoner heal from Jord for seemingly no reason. So a couple of shutdowns going over, and all of a sudden, Gold difference is only 500, just like Sarah said, you know, these shutdowns go over. It's Ogre. Gnar and Ahri duking it out, but Gnar is going mega, hits the ult onto the wall, and they trade kills 1-for-1 and ults, so Sammy was there to kill Pingu either way, but Ahri did use her Ignite, so slightly more resources expended on the side of Piltover for that 1-for-1. Not a big deal. Ignite's a short cooldown, but... Oh no! It's actually a travesty this chem game isn't streamed. Yeah, I just was always planning on streaming this game. The chem game was scheduled to start at 7. I didn't get home until 7:30, so I was always planning on streaming this one. I don't know when the chem game actually started, but 47-minute second Elder banger. That's hilarious. I think we were trying to get the stream key for Booze Bash 2 over to Combo so he could stream, but I think the only one that has it is Grant, and Grant is in game right now. Both teams seem to be gathering for this dragon, looking to not allow the other team claim it. It is only an Ocean Drake and would only be either team's second, so no soul on the table yet. Xerath is channeling the ult, not sure why. Cancels it and walks away. I really don't know what Jord was trying to ult there. Everyone, I mean, maybe he was looking for Vayne. I kind of missed it, but Xerath's not going to have ult for this fight, or heal. It's a nice stun onto Spice Horde, but Galio is fairly tanky. Nocturne engaging onto Pingu. Can he go mega before he dies? He can. He gets a huge 3-man stun into the Gangplank ult, and Kha'Zix jumps in as well. Sammy's going to go down, but meanwhile, Ahri diving into the backline, going to maybe find a kill onto George. Lazy Boy looking to set up the barrels, but they're getting destroyed before he can break them, and a 1-for-1. Pingu barely got that Mega Gnar off. Piltover opting to take the mid lane priority. Library 11 finds Grant recalling in the bush and gets a kill. Grant, that wasn't warded. How did they see him? I missed it. Maybe the Misfortune he revealed him, but Piltover is taking this opportunity to push into mid lane, and they might get 2 turrets for 1 Drake, so good on them. Nice play. I agree with this call. Cut your losses. Dragon's gone. Take 2 turrets, and can they escape? Misfortune has Strut and probably E, but she's going to opt to go for the wave instead of chasing them down, so looks like they will get away with it. Piltover is a poverty franchise. I'm glad that people have some love for my Piltover diss track. I had a lot of fun writing that and recording it. Game resetting to a neutral point here. Only about an 800 gold difference between the two teams here. A close match is what the standings would have reflected going into this game. Both teams were 2-1. Both teams had won their games against non-Freljord teams and lost to Freljord. Can't blame them for that. Freljord's just different. Interested to see how the game goes from here. Misfortune is in a very good position, and thus far the Nocturne Galio combo that I was afraid of for her has not really been like put onto her. Bias casting, yeah, I'm definitely biased, but you know, we all are in some way or another. Lazy Boy maybe a little bit caught out here. Do the Karma and Galio have the damage to chase him down? Maybe not, but the Nocturne is here as well. He's getting jumped on. Pings onto the Baron from the rest of Shadow Isles, but that's a shutdown onto Grant. Hide on Cape Bush, duking it out with the Wrath of Pingu. He misses the W. Oh, he hits that W. Does he have R? He already used it. That's a solo kill onto the Gnar. Pretty much makes this Baron impossible, but Library 11 and the rest of Shadow Isles are not going to force it. So Piltover just winning it on both sides of the map there. That's a frustrating moment if you're Lazy Boy. He's probably like, man, 3 people bot. Why are we not on Baron? Oh, 3 of them are killing me bot, and the one guy, my top laner, dies 1v2 in the top lane. Like, the rest of Shadow Isles was just not positioned for that moment. So Piltover gets away with it there. You would think at the 23+ minute mark, sending 3 people bot lane, one of which being your jungler, almost guarantees a Baron attempt from the other team, but Luke saving the day, finding the solo kill onto Pingu. They've been duking it out for a while. Looking for someone to come after this red buff. They're creeping in here, clearing some vision. Lazy Boy could be in danger if he extends too far, just like he did before. And I think that is what's happening as they are pinging him out. Can Shadow Isles this time go for the Baron? Lazy Boy pretty much just dying solo to the Nocturne, but Shadow Isles is all just under their mid turret. Like, they're not... Either Lazy Boy needs to stop overextending, or Shadow Isles needs to do something on the other side of the map when he does. Because what they're doing right now is not working. This is how you lose games. And like, walking into this jungle after you just watched Lazy Boy get jumped on, like, we're kind of just doing nothing right now. Library 11 looking for a jump onto Luke, hide on Kate Bush, but he has Ahri ultimate and is able to get away. George's Xerath ult is not enough to finish it off. Charm onto the Kha'Zix, flashes exchanged as well. So Luke staying alive. As Shadow Isles looking to make a side lane collapse on their own. Maddie getting caught by the Wrath of Pingu's Gnar Q, the boomerang. He's going to try and fight it out. Ults and tumbles away. Gnar ult pretty ineffective there. Gangplank ult on top of Arcane Havoc, but Maddie is unstoppable and Piltover is in firm control of this game now. Seems to me like they were going back and forth quite a bit, but Shadow Isles just suddenly lost control of all of their side lane movements, and they're just getting outmaneuvered everywhere they go. Seems like a macro diff. It feels a little weird to me that that's the way the game is turning, because I don't know, they're keeping up pretty well, but Piltover taking Dragon and pushing in mid lane at the same time. They've got a 3k gold lead. Not insurmountable by any means, but definitely noteworthy at this point in the game. 25 minutes in. Lazy Boy, though, when Nocturne jumped on him there, did almost one-shot the Nocturne. So if the Gangplank can farm up just a little bit more, get another item under his belt, and he's already at 3.5. 3.5, excuse me. Luke jumping onto Library 11. The stealth from his ult stops the Nocturne momentarily, but the Nocturne is going to find the kill, and Grant is everywhere in these side lanes. Really don't understand why we left the Nocturne up here. I don't think the Ezreal ban was that important. But now that Library 11 is dead, Piltover's moving onto this Baron. Is there really anything that Shadow Isles can do to stop this? I mean, if they walk in, they're going to get knocked up and haunted by Galio into an Ahri Charm. Karma Mantra E can get the whole team into position to collapse, and that is a Baron over to Piltover at 26.5 minutes. So it took them a while, but Piltover now firmly in control. It's their game to lose at this point, I think. Pingu kind of just inting for this turret and not going to get it, so... Jord is struggling this game as well. The Xerath ults are mostly unimpactful. Lazy Boy locked up here by the Galio and the Karma flashes to safety. The Misfortune ult is doing literally no damage. That was sad. Library 11 avoids the Condemn Stun from Maddie there, who pops his ult thinking he was going to get the stun and perhaps a quick cheeky kill onto the Kha'Zix under the turret. Xerath, what are you doing? He's just so egregiously out of position. And then Grant's on a killing spree, and Shadow Isles is left to pick up the pieces. Not a lot left in the tank for them in this game, I don't think. They'd really need to find a miracle fight to stave this off. Lazy Boy desperately trying to clear the minions, but the Mantra Q from Karma going to take about 25% of everyone's HP in exchange. Flash into Happy Bee. Stepping into the jungle, placing vision, making sure that the pincers are closing on Shadow Isles in this game 1. They're going to need a really big like Gnar ult into some barrel chains to just try and one-shot 2 or 3 people of Piltover in order to win this fight. But against Karma, I mean, it is like a full AP Karma, so it's not like she's going to have a ton of, you know, shielding compared to damage. Luke sitting in this Tri-Brush, hoping Pingu walks in, doesn't quite get the charm, and back to neutral for now. Seems pretty hard for Vayne to die anymore at this point. As long as he doesn't make a huge mistake. He's got the Storm Razor and the Cyclosword to get himself to safety. Gnar forcing the ult here out of Ahri. There's a 3-level difference between those two, bro. Flash forward from Ahri, answered by Pingu. The Xerath ult's looking for the kill on the back end, but he just can't seem to... Oh, he finds the last one in the first strike damage. George on the board. Better late than never. Grant jumping onto Lazy Boy here, pops a spell shield into the fear, and he's now on a rampage. Shadow Isles finding one back. But again, we're over pushed in the side lanes. We're not doing anything much on the other side of the map while it's happening. And that's kind of just been the story of this game. A lot of kills going over. And not a lot of capitalizing on the over allocation of resources into the side lane from Piltover. Misfortune is looking to collect this wave under her tier 2 bot lane. Trying to defend this turret here, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. And there's another turret and a 6.5k gold lead. Pingu getting caught out here. Vayne just ghosting and tumbling straight in. Mininar doesn't transform in the Karma shield. Now, I know another reason why they may have picked this comp was because I'm currently the kill per game like leader in the Hextech bracket, and they're trying to get Otutu, Maddie, they're trying to get him enough kills to overtake me as the kills, like deadliest warrior, kills per game. But they need some absurd amount of, like, he'd need to get like 41 kills in these 2 games to overtake me, so it's probably not going to happen. Sammy caught out here a little bit, but she's really tanking. Nocturne ult popped. Xerath ult as well. Library 11 limping away with about 20% of his HP. Shadow Isles hanging on. Gangplank taunted here by the Galio into the Ahri charm, and the Galio ulting, and Maddie is godlike, finding a double kill. Looking for 3. Can he get the 4th? There's a triple kill. You know Shadow Isles wants his penta. Shadow Isles wants his penta. Galio stole the penta! Oh my god. Shame on you, Sammy. Shame on you for stealing that pentakill. You son of a bitch. Oh my god. I am flabbergasted. You know, Piltover won that game, but it doesn't feel like they won that game. It feels like they lost that game because of that moment. Oh, man. I don't know if Piltover is going to be able to mentally recover from that one. I can't. Holy shit. And they FFs to deny you a couple of towers and inhibitors or whatever for the fantasy points. My gosh. Shadow Isles, they had some good things going on in that game. They had some momentum going into the mid game. It wasn't over for them, but I think they just got outmaneuvered a bit in the side lanes. I question a little bit of the choices they made in draft with runes, summoner spells. These things matter. But Piltover pulled it together and took firm control of the mid game. Looks like they're going to be switching sides for this one. I'm just fixing the icons and stuff. The Piltover one is 90 degrees rotated. I don't know why that happened. Pilt, oh my god, Sammy stole the Penta and Library's Book Club. Pretty sure I just saw a flash of lightning out my window, so stream ends abruptly, that's probably why. We are into game 2's draft here. Shadow Isles looking to bounce back Will we see any role changes, any draft adaptations? I certainly hope so as far as the draft adaptations go. I was not a fan of their draft in Game 1. Bans so far shaken out to be the same. I would imagine they change their Ezreal ban to Nocturne. Nocturne was a huge problem for them. They failed to deal with it at any point in the game. And there it is. Yep. So there's the first change we've seen in this draft. What the fuck am I listening to? Piltover, not much of a reason to change the draft. As I was saying, the bottom lane did heavily go in the favor of Shadow Isles in the first few minutes, but I wouldn't be too worried about it if I was Piltover. I think it was just some failed execution from the Shadow Isles, or from the Piltover's bot laners. I think that they had a better position through most of that lane phase, and just didn't press their buttons right. Vayne and Nocturne both gone, so the Trundle is open. Don't know if they'd want to pick it this early, but Hoi is going to be first picked by Piltover, likely for Luke. Hide on Kate Bush. Let's see what the answer is here. Misfortune again. I don't like it. I mean, the pick is fine. She's pretty strong right now. But, I mean, he got like 5 or 6 kills really early in the last game and didn't really do much with it. Lee Sin over to Library, assuming he's playing it. Flashy pick. Oh. Briar for Grant. Oh, switch to Vi at the last second. But yeah, I apologize again in advance if my internet goes down. There seems to be some pretty heavy lightning and thunder going on near me. I live like really close to the shore of Lake Michigan, so a storm seems to be blowing in from that direction. Hopefully it doesn't interrupt the stream. If it does, hopefully someone else can pick it up where I leave off. Maokai locked in as R3 here for Shadow Isles. I like their draft more so far than I did their last draft. Milio going away. I mean, with the Ezreal, I don't know if Milio is really that high priority of a pick, but... Say go Bears? Fuck you. Fuck you, Jan. Someone's playing the hardest champ in the game. Yeah, Ezreal's the hardest champ in the game. Don't at me. Okay. There goes the Trundle. Victor taken away. Not sure who on Shadow Isles plays Victor. Diana gone too, so... See where they go from here. Of course, Lazy Boy is not allowed to play jungle in this tournament as an effort to nerf him, so... Likely we will be seeing him in one of the solo lanes as Sylas is next. Perhaps. So they left up Malphite and picked Sylas, trying to discourage Piltover from taking Malphite. Almost no chance they do now. You kind of wish... I kind of feel like if you're Shadow Isles, you'd want to hold that Silas pick. Try to counterpick the Malphite with it. They might not know that you're going to pick Silas. I didn't know they played Silas. Nevertheless, they pick it early. Maybe they were more interested in just stopping a Malphite from being picked at all than counterpicking it. Karma top 2 games in a row for Ben. I don't want to ever hear anyone rage at me for picking Misfortune in that first series like I did. Yasuo. Interesting. Wonder who's playing that. Heard Pingu? I don't like it. Tristana. Maybe it's a Trist mid. Let me know your thoughts on this draft. I think it's slightly better for Shadow Isles than Shadow Isles' first draft was, but I still don't think their draft is very great. Put up a prediction if anybody wants to throw down some channel points. My money, I think, would be on Piltover based off of draft alone, but who knows? Some serious storming going on here. I'm just going to take a break for a minute as we get through the champ select and the spectator delay. Rest my voice for a minute. Munch on some pretzels. Just getting into the spectator delay now. So we're about 3 minutes 15 seconds away from the action. Some channel points going down. Couple of bets. Piltover slightly favored in terms of the chat's thoughts. I'm interested to see the Yasuo. I feel like it's probably Pingu. Pingu could be playing Sylas though. I don't know if Lazy Boy plays Yasuo or Sylas. I don't know which one he would be more likely to be playing. I'm sure he would be fine on either one. I've seen Pingu play both. And Riot's fucking stupid ass client won't tell me which is which, so. Piltover's comp. Lacking a little bit of frontline. Looks like Luke's playing Tristana mid. Money is on Yas. For what? For Lazy Boy? Lazy Boy's playing Yasuo, you think? Pingu? Yeah, that would make sense to me. Lee Sin Yasuo too. Pretty nice way to like one-shot someone. You Lee Sin ult into Yasuo ult. Maokai's got a knock up. Sylas's E2 on the chains can be used as well. So bet on Karma Duty. Yep. You remember when I picked Misfortune and everyone was like, "Oh, look at Zach, he's got no hands, he's playing Misfortune, what a dick." Karma top 2 games. How many more kills would Maddie need to pass me? So, Piltover has now played 8 games. Maddie had, what, 11 kills in that last game? It's not enough. I think it's almost impossible for him to catch me as the kills per game leader. 15 seconds to go, and we are about to get into some Game 2 action. Piltover versus Shadow Isles. Piltover took Game 1 in a fairly convincing fashion after the lane phase. See if they can repeat it going into Game 2. Or if Shadow Isles can bounce back. And it is Lazy Boy playing Sylas. Maokai support for Jord. Hwei support for Sammy. Forgot to mention that. They invaded topside last time, they're invading bot side this time. Arcane Havoc is in that bush. I don't know if that Ezreal Q actually hit or not. It does, and Q's Arcane Havoc off. He's gonna get away, take some damage, doesn't really matter. Ward onto the blue buff. So Grant is aware of the starting position of Library 11. Or at least has some information to work with. Arcane Havoc is struggling to get his recall off. There's no way. Wei has level. Oh, it's so annoying. He's actually fucked. He has to. He has to stay. He's doing. No fucking way, dude. Come on. He's so fucked. That's a huge disadvantage for Shadow Isles bot lane starting out immediately. And they're looking to punish it by hard shoving it and having Vi start leashless. Fuck off, pathetic fucks, says Arcane Havoc. Oh, I love that guy. Arcane Havoc is one of my favorite fucking booze bashers to watch. Tristana getting the upper hand in that level 1 scuffle. As Silas fails to land the E2. And the Hail of Blades plus the Tristana bomb. Huge burst. See what Lazy Boy can do this game on the Silas. Jord collecting some solo EXP in the bot lane, but Arcane Havoc is just now showing up and getting his first bit of golden experience. He's going to get bullied quite a bit here. Grant hovering the bot side as well, looking to invade. I don't think a dive works here. Perhaps he's going for a level 2 on the mid lane, but I mean, he's just kind of falling behind and pacing now. I don't know why he would really approach the bot lane there. They were pushed in. Not a huge gank opportunity. Tristana a little bit overextended. Library 11 looking for perhaps a mid gank here. Directed camera's not showing it to me. Tristana jumps forward, gets hit by the E2. Flash forward from Library 11. The Q misses. Luke tried to get the last touches on that kill, fighting in his minion wave, but down goes Hide on Kate Bush, and first blood is claimed by Library 11. Wrath of Pingu on the Yasuo top, looking for an engage onto this Karma, but directed camera says fuck you. Nice trade there from him. He's looking for a kill on the Lawful Dog, but he's getting kited. He flashes to safety. And he will escape with his life. Gonna chug a potion, try to get back to full, or at least a point of HP at which he can participate in the lane. He has his passive shield block most of that damage, and the Doran's shield as well should help keep him a little bit safe. Ben can't step too far up here, but Grant is coming. Pingu prone to overstaying here to try and get this wave to crash, and the Mantra W gives the heal to Lawful Dog. Pingu jumped on here by Vi. Vi has flash. This should be a kill onto the Wrath of Pingu. For Grant, he's waiting for his Q to come back up so he maybe doesn't have to blow his flash. Pingu looking for an outplay through the bush. This is taking forever, but Pingu will go down. So Grant playing it slow, being patient, doesn't waste his flash, gets a kill onto Pingu in the top lane. Jord poked out here a bit, by the way. I don't know what that champ does. I refuse to learn. Lazy Boy getting engaged